Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today and Watcher of Realms. I am not alone. I am joined by the lovely Ivy Lee. Ivy, welcome to the channel. How you doing?
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me again.
It's my pleasure to have you again. And we have big news. A lot of it today, don't we?
Yes, the game's popping.
The game is popping. And I have not made a news video yet here on the channel. And this is the first one I'm doing because we were going to collab anyway. And we're like, scrap the ideas we were going to talk about. There's too much to talk about here, right? We have Guild Wars 2.0 available soon. Beta kicking off right now. We just entered into our war days. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We have a Q&A posted as well. So we'll read through those questions and answers, talk about kind of the direction that the game is heading. And then we have Your Voice Matters, which is a lot of massive news. Now, we went through this really in depth. We gave our opinions on everything here on Ivy Lee's channel. So go ahead and check that out. And you can hear our opinions on all this stuff being added to the game. But I do have to go over a few of them because they're too big to ignore. And that is the biggest thing. I think we both agree. The biggest thing that we're excited about is the background Autofight feature. Basically, we can run battles in the background while we do other things like fight in the arena, blah, 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 blah. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like. We have no kind of imagery of it. But this is something that, as I mentioned to you, I'm unfamiliar with, Ivy. I've never experienced this ever in a game before, and I'm so freaking excited. This is like, it's huge, right? It's huge.
Yeah, multitasking in life and in gaming. Why not?
Absolutely. So we're really, to me, this is the best feature. It's so crazy because I didn't even know something like this existed. You played games that have this, correct? In the before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this for me is new and I can't wait because now I can actually farm and not have to worry about the grind of gold and EXP in the background. Furthermore, there's a bunch of quality of life stuff. Again, we get into detail here on Ivy's channel, but it sounds like a lot to do with gear, right? And I'm super excited about that because right now it feels incredibly arduous and cumbersome to just go in there and even sell a piece of gear. So that's big news. We're excited about that. And last but not least, we'll get into the new factions and stuff on Ivy's channel. I'll save that for you guys there. But it looks like we're getting something, dare I say, Doom Tower-esque, but multiple bosses in a brand new area of the game coming soon. Any thoughts on any of it? Anything stick out to you out of any of this stuff, Ivy?
Yeah, I'm really curious for the format. If it's going to be, like you said, something like a Doom Tower, Void Tower, whatever, or is it going to be, there's been a lot of mention of these like continuous battles that people want to see, you know, where you just get wave after wave and you have to defend a wave, like, but I guess that really wouldn't work for a boss fight, so it's probably not that, but I'm very curious of the structure.
They're very vague in the details here, like, more damage, the better you do. Yeah, well, duh. Like, I thank you for that. That's great. But we will see.
Oh,
you
know what?
Yeah.
Eternal Evolution, which we didn't talk about in my video, so I'm going to say this here.
Ooh,
Eternal Evolution had these special events. Every seasonal event would have a boss, and they'd be very similar each event. I don't know if they're still doing it, but you would have to fight the boss for as long as you could and rack up as much damage as possible, and you could choose to save the key or not, or you could fight the boss as many times as you want, just trying to get the best damage possible. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's something where you're just keep battling the boss trying to get your best possible damage, but the boss never dies per se.
Ooh, that would be really cool. And they do say that there's like unique boss mechanics on each thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that could be really cool. So you guys let us know what you think. But man, there's a lot coming in this game, that's for sure. All right, so new faction, new heroes, new skins, all that good stuff coming to the game on top of that. And we have Guild Wars. I want to ask about Guild Wars because I don't think they're even available. We're in beta right now, beta 1 or something, right?
Yeah, it's like they're calling it a beta season, yeah.
So how do you feel about Guild Wars? We're going to get into the Q&A, guys, so stay tuned for that as well. It's not going to be all a big referendum on Guild Wars here, but I just want to get your take like early on, Ivy. What do you think? It sounds like they're already doing a brand new Guild Wars coming out, like a lot of changes coming. So whether we like this or don't like this, it looks like it's all going to be revamped already. What are your first thoughts on Guild Wars? We just ended our preparation phase.
Well, I was definitely, like most people, I'm sure, very intimidated by it at first. And I'm feeling better and better about it the more I try to do research and the more I start. Like, I didn't know what to do with setting our defenses, but our guilds are communicating. I watched some good content on it with experienced people, so I'm feeling a little bit better about at least setting my defense. It's one step of the process. Now we have to go in and attack. That's another thing.
I
But
know.
I definitely think the training is really good to set you up for understanding how to attack. Except the first battle they make you do in training, everyone was always telling me they lost, and I lost too, because it doesn't tell you to put a defender in first. It tells you start off with your mages and your marksmen and do blah blah blah. Like, but if you do that, you fail. You have to send in a defender first to distract the enemy. And it doesn't tell you that. So it's really funny because it starts you off intimidating by failing the battle in the very first training mode. You're like, oh God.
You're like, this is gonna be awful.
This is gonna be great.
So what do you think of the demon soldier component? I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, like, I kind of get it, but I don't fully get it. It's just the demon soldiers.
It's weird because it's linked to you link one of your heroes, which is supposedly based on BP only, which is supposed to be affected by skills and awakenings, but doesn't affect your gear. So it's I don't know. It's just a really strange way of linking. It's not like you link a tank to a tank. You just pick which one you think is the best unit and link your highest BP to it. It's kind of weird. I don't really see the point of that, I guess. I feel like it'd be better if we just had nothing to do with our heroes, but we worked on improving the attributes or something of the demon soldiers separately, and we had to understand doing that. I feel like the weird BP linking characters thing is kind of strange.
I feel the exact same way, and frankly, I think one of two things. Either after this guild war is over, I'll fully understand it. I just need to do it. Like, I need to go through the entire process from start to finish. Or B, they'll change it. I don't know which one, but I feel like in time.
We don't know.
2.0. So what do you think about the battle? I was shocked, I'm not going to lie, to see that I have 8 battles in 48 hours. Like, that's kind of a lot. Like, I'm sure people like it at first. This is how it is with every new feature in every game, right? Is that people are like, we want more battles, we want more engagement, and then after 5 months you're like, okay, this is a lot, you know? So how do you feel about 8 battles in 48 hours?
Well, if it's just like the training, they were super quick. So
true.
I feel like it might not be as bad as it sounds. I'm just a little bit worried because I feel like I remember someone saying you could only use certain heroes so many times, certain demon soldiers so many times. So if you use your best units first, can you not use them later? Like, I don't know about all that yet because I haven't done it yet either. So yeah, I'm intimidated by it still for sure. But then again, if we get used to this version, what are they changing in the next patch? I don't know.
I'm just throwing stuff against the wall in the background here, and I'm worried that it's not going to go well. I think I'm going to lose actually if I do this. I like how they map it all out for you though. I'm not just going to burn my attack unfortunately because I need to I don't even have everybody like bonded or attached. What are they called when you attach them to
first?
So I got to go back and fix that.
Yeah. Aligned.
Aligned. Yes. So.
I
you guys let us know what you think of Guild Wars. I'm just happy. The one thing I'll say about the feature is the fact that it's intimidating, the fact that there's a lot going on. I actually think that will bode well over time, right? It means there's some depth to the feature, right? Because if it's super basic,
not just
if it's clan versus clan awards and whatever and raid, dude, then that's good. That's lousy, you know. It's easy to understand, but that's bad. It's a bad thing that's easier to understand. So we have a new feature called the Heroes Visit. Your camp will receive random visitors with exciting quests and rewards. Or what will they bring? Stay tuned to find out. So it sounds like there's going to be like new quests added to our home screen that we can get for more rewards. So that's always a good thing, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Heroes
so hopefully
Visit.
Simple, like, I wonder if it's going to be simple little tasks like how they have the bounty right now or something. I'm curious.
Yeah, you can see like a little picture right above Ivy's head, guys.
Yeah.
You can see that like she's just chilling there in the camp. Is that Korea or whatever? I don't even know which one.
I think it's supposed to be Korea, yeah.
Korea. So she's just chilling there in the camp. She has a timer with a question mark, so it looks like you can just pick up special features. Hopefully the rewards are good and they're cool and engaging, right? It gives us something to do while we have auto battles in the background. Yes. So we have Q&A or FAQs. I'd really like to see some more connections between different heroes. Please make the stories have a bigger impact on the heroes in the gameplay. The response, we've already made some more heroes. Shut up. who have connections with others, including more bond skills and expanding the lore. To me, that's kind of a non-answer. Like, okay, they're like, yeah, we already did it. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're alluding to their new faction coming out. Remember on my channel we talked about the fact that they're having this opposing faction to the Chaos Dominion, so that adds a little bit to the lore, I guess.
Do you generally like bond skills or not?
I think okay, what I like in this game versus other games, you don't have to play both characters in the battle to use them usually. Like you have to own the character on your account and you get a bonus. So like when you've pulled, like if you have Salazar and you pull a Kaneza, you get the bond skills. Like you don't need to play them both in the battle to take advantage of the bonus. So I think they do that pretty well, actually. I think it's different.
Okay, cool. I have a love-hate relationship with bond skills and companion skills and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm sure everybody feels the same way. I'm stating the obvious, so I'll be brief. But it's just like, yeah, it's cool if you have them both, but it's tough to get to of a lot of these, especially the higher rarity legendaries. And then you're like, and then you almost get bummed out when you pull a bond skill hero and you're like, oh yeah, I'll never get the companion. Awesome. But we'll see. I like when they make them both available, like on a bunch of 2x events or 10x events or whatever, or a fragment summon or whatever they're called in this game. Anyway, I digress. It's possible to accidentally consume higher level heroes when fusing heroes. They say to prevent this from happening, we're already adding limited conditions to hero fusion. For example, heroes equipped with gear items cannot be selected. In addition, we are adding a feature where the hero's awakening level will be shown when choosing heroes hero fusion. Small quality of life, but a good one.
Yes, I had someone DM me freaking out because they fed their skilled up abomination and then someone else had complained that they fed their A5 vortex instead of their 1 vortex. So it's like if only you could have seen just by clicking it. But to be fair, I mean at the end of the day there's a little bit of user error. If you unlock the wrong one, you should have went and go look and double check to make sure you unlock the right one. But it's nice if the game gives you some fail safes so we have less oops.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not too proud to say that I've done something similar. You know, it wasn't that bad, but I accidentally fed and awakened. I think it was only like A1 or something, and it was an epic hero. I forgot who it was, but I was like, crap, you know, so totally agree with that sentiment.
It's good. It's good.
I like to suggest for a feature where we can better utilize the rare skill dust. Right now, I have too much of it and I can't use it. We'll be adjusting the ways you can obtain skill dust. We're also working on ways to adding more ways to utilize rare skill dust. That's a good point. I never thought of that, but I'm the same boat. Like, there's not that many rares who people are investing in as they progress in this game. So what are we doing with all that stuff?
Yeah, I have 9,000 rare skill dust. I looked yesterday because I did a collab with Fastidious, and he uses most of the rares in the game. Like, he tries to use them on purpose.
Yeah.
And he has 6,000. Like, what are you gonna do with that? It's just gonna sit there. We're never gonna if you skill up every single rare in the game, you're still never gonna use it. So I think the biggest hope would be if we can convert the rare skill dust into epic skill dust, or have some sort of a shop where you can crunch it all levels of it for a different currency for people that really have like everything skilled up, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
No, I think conversion, just like you can in faction trials, right? Just conversion, a robust conversion system.
That's
I think
true.
Would be good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we use gold or other items in game to enable a button for reroll when upgrading gear? They actually talked about that, and we talked about it on Ivy's channel. They say we'll be launching a gear recasting stone in our upcoming patches, and will include more items that can be used to recast gear soon. So recasting stone is like Chaos Ore in Raid. It's got to be. It sounds a lot like it. We mentioned this on your channel too, so I'll be brief, but I mean, to me, it's all about how easy is it to acquire recasting stones, because I feel like Chaos, the economy is kind of warped. I feel like it's too scarce almost, you know? So as long as there's a way, hey, maybe we'll get a bunch of recasting stones vis-a-vis the hero visits every day. I don't know, you know?
That's true. Or maybe there'll be a new guild boss drop, which we know they need to revamp those guild boss rewards so we don't get blue chests when we're hitting the highest level, god damn it.
Indeed, indeed. Good point. More quality of life for you guys over at Moonton to work on.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other thoughts on the whole, obviously they're going to take a deep dive, it sounds like, and revamp the entire gear system, how we sell it, how we swap it, how we upgrade it, how we re-roll it. Any other thoughts on what they need to do or something they should be aware of? Or are you pretty happy in the direction they're moving here?
I like that. Like you said, as long as it's obtainable at a reasonable manner. Like I get not getting tons of it every day or whatever, but
Yeah.
saving some gold, being able to, get more that, or I guess instead of selling a bad piece for crap gold that you get back, being able to turn that piece into a usable piece, I think it's a good trade-off. I think it's an improvement, I should say.
I agree. And honestly, it's like zero-sum gain here. We're getting something, we didn't have before, so I'm happy with it. Let's see how it looks in game. Last one. Why isn't there an interface dedicated to gear? It's so frustrating that I had to go through the hero interface to the gear one. Oh my God. We were talking about this on your channel too.
It's true.
I hate it. You go to upgrade, you go to sell a piece of gear that you upgrade and you got crappy stats, and or crappy rolls. And then it brings you over to the gear section and then you lose your hero section. You have to go back and vice versa. I hate that. It sounds like they're addressing that. Well, they are. We're working on deploying a feature that is much like the storage for gear. Stay tuned for future patches. They go through on the Your Voice Matters and we talk about it. Again, they're basically revamping everything about the UI as it pertains to selling and swapping and moving between gear. Anything else they should do to gear, Ivy, in your opinion?
No, I think that's good. Like if you go to on your campsite where you go to your bag and there's a storage section, if one of those was gear and you could just go in there and there was easy ways to swap and sell, just do it all at once, roll up here, whatever, like regardless of having to go to your heroes, see what's on what heroes, that's just another, I think that's a good way to organize. Just another option.
Yeah. See, like right here, I should be able, when you go to enhance a piece of gear, you should be able to sell it right here,
Immediately. That's
immediately.
one of my biggest complaints too. Yeah. I agree.
I don't want to sell this piece that I just rolled, but if I did, I would want to, like, it's impossible. You have to click the sell button and then it brings you to you lose your gear. It brings you to a whole new screen and you have to go find it again.
You gotta find it again. Yeah,
it's awful.
It's terrible. I agree.
I'm sure I have so much bad gear that I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. This is ridiculous, So
it takes too much time to go through stuff sometimes that I just let it stock up.
Yes, yes, 100%. So,
which is why we farm the gold raid, because we're lazy, because we don't want to sort all our gear.
Exactly. You're totally right. I'm like, I'm full on gear. I'll move over to gold or something. You're absolutely right. So, a lot of fixes. Again, I'm most excited about the background. Farming in the background sounds unbelievable. I'm excited about everything, really. Check out Ivy's channel, guys, where we talk more about the rest of the stuff coming, the factions and the heroes, and a little bit more about the quality of life stuff. Ivy, thanks so much for joining me. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, I'm just happy to see the game doing well and constantly improving, listening to our feedback, and just adding new content already. It's really good to see.
Heck yeah, me too. Guys, let us know what you think about all this stuff. Thank you, Ivy, for joining me. Check out her channel. All the links will be in the description, in the pinned comment. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.